Yeah, welcome my boys and girls to our lesson 3. In the previous lesson, we looked at national parks and we got to know the meaning of national parks. We looked at some terms used in national parks. We also looked at the importance of national parks and then problems facing national parks. And today, we want to look at something very new under our topic, the vegetation, which is called tourism. So, in this subtopic, we need to understand the meaning of tourism. So, as you can see in our clip, tourism is the act of traveling to interesting places for pleasure or research. The act of traveling to interesting places for pleasure or research. That is the meaning of tourism. Second meaning of tourism, we can also say tourism is the business of providing means of transport and accommodation to tourists. The business of providing means of transport and accommodation to tourists. You can offer the tourists where to sleep, give them transport, make them move around, bring them back. You're also doing what we call tourism. We also need to understand why is tourism called an industry? Why is it called an industry? So we need to know the reason why tourism is called an industry. One, tourism earns revenue. Why is it called an industry? Tourism earns revenue to the government. The government gets money from tourism. Two, tourism creates employment. There are so many people working in the tourism sector. They are getting a lot of money. So tourism creates employment opportunities. Let us look at the next question. Why is tourism called an invisible export? Why is tourism called an invisible export? Something invisible is something you cannot see. It exists, but you cannot see. So tourism is also called an invisible export. Exists, but you can't see. Why? So we need to know why is it called an invisible export. Tourism does not involve physical exchange of goods, but income is earned. In tourism, you don't go to buy goods. You enjoy yourself, you pay money for that enjoyment. So that's why I say tourism does not involve physical exchange of goods, but income is earned. That's why it's called an invisible export. Another way you can answer, we can also say in tourism, there is no direct exchange of goods, but income is earned. You don't go to visit a certain national park and then you say, I'm going to buy an elephant. And then you come with it. No, you only watch, but you don't pay. So that's why tourism is called an invisible export. There are other invisible exports of Uganda, like electricity is an invisible export. Labor is an invisible export. Education is an invisible export. So when they ask you, why is it called an invisible export? You say, tourism does not involve physical exchange of goods, but income is earned. Or there is no direct exchange of goods, but income is earned. Let us look at something else. Want to look at tourist attractions. Tourist attractions. What do you mean by tourist attractions? Tourist attractions, these are things that attract tourists to an area. Things that attract tourists to visit an area. We call it tourist attractions. Let's look at next. What are the examples of tourist attractions in Uganda? What are those things that attract tourists to come to Uganda? Let's look at some of them. Children, you could be knowing some of them. One of them is called wildlife. Wildlife attracts tourists to come to Uganda. We looked at it in the previous lesson. Wildlife. That involves the animals, the birds, insects, and plants that live on their own. People come to see and enjoy. Another thing that attracts tourists to come to Uganda are the beautiful sceneries. What do we mean by beautiful sceneries? We mean the physical features of Uganda. Uganda, being the Pearl of Africa, has got beautiful sceneries. So these sceneries attract tourists to come and visit Uganda. What other thing? The climate of Uganda, the cool climate of Uganda, the cool tropical climate of Uganda attracts tourists to come and visit Uganda, enjoy the climate. That's why you see some of these Europeans come to Uganda. You find them moving, sunbathing. They're enjoying the tropical climate of Uganda. What else? Beautiful beaches. When you have a beautiful beach somewhere, oh my God, many people will want to go and stay in that area and enjoy themselves. We also have waterfalls. What else? We also have hot springs. These are things that attract tourists to come to Uganda, and so many others. Let's look at the next. Tourism. We are looking at tourism. Is tourism important? Is the tourism industry important? So our heading is importance of tourism industry. Is it important? This act of moving to visit interesting places, that sector, is it important? Yes, the tourism industry is very important. How? Number one, tourism attracts tourists. The industry called tourism attracts tourists who earn revenue to the government. The government of Uganda earns a lot of money from the tourism industry. Let's look at another importance of tourism. Tourism creates employment opportunities. Like I told you in the beginning, that there are so many people working in the tourism sector, in the national parks and other places, the zoos. You find so many people working there, such as the game wardens, such as the game rangers, the tour guides. They are earning a lot of income from the tourism industry. Let's look at another importance. Tourism promotes educational research. You find so many school-going children, very many learning institutions visiting different places. For what? They are going to make research. Even us, at one time, we shall go and visit different places, and we study more about those other tourist attractions, those areas. That's promoting educational research. Another importance of tourism. Tourism provides ready market for the craft industry. Many times when you go to visit certain areas, let me give an example, national parks, you find so many art materials, crafts. People have made mats, they have made stools, they have made so many things. You buy from those local people. That is, tourism provides ready market for the craft industry. What we are looking at are the importance of the tourism industry. Tourism promotes cooperation among countries. You find that many people from different countries cross to the other and they make friendship. Cooperation, you work together with different countries, you make friendship. That is tourism. Where people come from the outside world, come to visit Uganda and see different things. We become friends, we cooperate with them, we work with those people. That is promoting cooperation among the people. This one will mark the end of our lesson, and tomorrow we shall also continue from there and look at the problems facing the tourism industry and other things. Thank you for listening. Get ready for the next lesson tomorrow. God bless you.